can see the bike really can shift, and it really does handle really well. I don't feel like it's a big bus or anything. I know it looks like a big bus, but it doesn't feel like one. And it's very strange. It's back to what I was saying when the camera cut off. You know, I've had lots of new bikes, lots of, you know, blasts from the past will be me on new bikes, and it's such a different thing to have a bike like this that is 30 years old and shouldn't feel modern, yet it does, you know, in many ways. And to be riding it and feeling that it just feels like no different from any new bike I've had, you know. Now that's either a tremendous compliment to BMW, but it's just amazing. I mean, it's just amazing. Its condition is great, but you know, it's just the way it rides, feels, and I mean, I've done nothing but I think what have I done, 30 miles today so far, and I've done nothing but build my confidence up that this is a great bike, you know. Kinross, yes, I think we could go that way. Kinross, yeah, I think we'll go that way. I think actually this takes us to the same place, but I'm not sure. But anyway, we'll just go this way. I'm making it up as I go along. The nice little roads. I mean, my hands at the moment feel warm, and I thought I'd put the grips off, so I don't know what's going on with the grips. They feel to me like they're on. That doesn't really make sense. It's just my hands are warm, I don't know. I'm confused. But again, you can see how I've just butted my way through there in 5th gear and not had to worry about it. It's not been a problem, you know. And if you want to open it up, 4th gear, it can go, you know. You can definitely shift. Amazing. Surface here not great at all. Mirrors are very good. I mean, that's the thing about this bike, there's not a lot I'm saying about it, and in some ways that's great because I haven't got any negatives. I'm not saying I don't like this, I don't like that, you know, apart from the obvious, the indicators. I just want to chest something here. I'm not really got anything bad to say about it, or nothing to bring up, you know. Like, they're definitely on. Like, those are on 100%. I can feel those. Those are roasting. So I'm going to switch it off and see if it goes off. And I thought they were on, like I could feel my hands getting really toasty. So that answers that question. Heat grips do actually work quite well. And you know, coming up to junctions and visibility, and you know, it's just fantastic. The ergonomics of it is just perfect, and you really feel in control of it. You feel like you've got control of it even at a slow pace. So that's it. I'm not really saying very much about the bike, which is good because I'm just finding it a great motorbike. I just don't have a lot that I can say against it. It's just feels perfect. This is a compliment to my VFR. You know, my VFR, I love Kincardine Bridge, that's where we want to go. Not sure that this is right. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this and see what happens. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I think this is right, actually. I think this is right. So I've not got anything bad to say about it. You know, I've made the comment about the indicators. I'll stop talking about the indicators. I keep bloody saying it, don't I? And I've already said it. They're awful! But the bike itself is amazing. And it really is a massive compliment to my VFR. To put it alongside my VFR, I love my VFR. I'm really, really, you know, I'm besotted with it. And this I can see taking an equal stance and being in the same place as my VFR, that I'm just going to love it, you know. This is alien to me, but it's all making sense now. I'm thinking I'm just not going in the right direction, but I am. It's all making sense, and this has brought me exactly to where I thought I was going to go, but in a very different way that I planned. But that's okay, because it's actually going to work out perfect. It's going to be almost like I know what I'm doing, and that's a scary thought. As well will tell you, my mate, my biking mate, my working mate, I've been having a good few weeks. My brain's been turning on again. I do feel that there's a reason behind it. I'm not going to go into it. So the last couple of weeks I really feel I'm getting my marbles back, almost. Shall we go for a pass? What do you think? Are they going to go in? Yeah, that's what I thought. Luckily they put their indicator on, but that's what I thought they were going to do. So very quickly up to normal speeds. Car straight on, so we'll just keep going. Stirling, Carlisle. Could have went that way actually. Probably would have took us where we want to go. Power Mill. Nah, we're fine. This is fine. Pedestrians crossing. I don't see any. Big golf ball there. Some kind of radar type thing amongst the Civil Defence, I think, I'm not sure. Ministry of Defence. So a wee chance to open the bike up now a little bit, and slightly over the speed limit, but we can live with that. I'm going to have a car probably coming up my arse, but we can live with that too. But how good is this? I mean, now we're motoring on, it's as smooth as anything. I don't feel that there's anything untoward about vibrations or anything. It's really comfortable, super smooth. It just really is amazing. The top gear, you want to go a little bit more, and it's there. I mean, it's got the extra oomph, gets you up to 80 really quite easily. Aeroplane there in the sky. No, I've got to say that this is really, really a wonderful bike, and as I was just saying, it's really going to complement my VFR. I've got two wonderful bikes. They're bikes of their time, they're totally original, you know, they're getting on in years, but so am I. But they just look like they've got a lot to give you, a lot of great biking memories to have from them. And I think this is going to fall into that category really well. I'm going to be long term, I think, really happy with it. It's got a clock as well. Hey, come on. Clock is a handy thing on a bike. and I'm sure many of you think it should be on every single bike. It is nowadays, but it didn't used to be. But this feels amazing, fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and it's just, oh, it's just superb. I'm really glad I came out today. I'm really glad I took the gumption to think, fuck it, I'm going to go out, I don't care about the weather. And I made my mind up yesterday. I thought, if it's a bit damp, I'm not going to worry about it. If I hit a bit of rain, I'm not going to worry about it. I just want to get the bike out, make sure it's okay, before I give it a service, before I put it in the workshop, just make sure that I'm happy with it. Because if I wasn't, now is the time to make my mind up what I do with it, you know. But I think on today's evidence, it's definitely a keeper. It's something that I think I'm going to invest in and enjoy. It's, you know, it's funny having the Harley Ultra Glide and having this, because they are basically both tourers, but they're very different, you know. They're very different bikes in character, and it's just nice to have the choice to have either and have all the luggage. It's great. The one thing that, I mean, I love my Softail. I thought my Softail was absolutely superb, and I really loved it, and it was probably my favourite Harley at that point. It was me, you know, the looks of it, that's it, that's what a Harley should look like. But I did a couple of trips on it, and some substantial trips, and no having the luggage was a pain in the arse. That's when you really miss it. And strapping bags on the back, and you know, the saddlebags weren't that great. You know, it's these things that make you miss the comfort of having cases, luggage. And I think if you're going to do any kind of travelling on a bike, it just becomes a requirement. It's not really, you know, when I had the Softail, all I could think about was I'd had the Ultra Glide before it, an older one, but you know, I freaked out with that for reasons because of its age and some of the bits and pieces it had on it that could go wrong, and I got rid of it, and there's a lot of me wishes I hadn't now, but I did, you know. And then the Softail, I wanted a newer modern Harley, and I went for the Softail, which was a 2015, and then that got hit by a camper van, and that was it with me. I'd kind of didn't feel the same about it after that, and I kind of half thought then, you know, if I do get another Harley, and I really felt I would get another Harley, if I did get another Harley, I would buy the big one again with all the luggage, and that's why I went with the Ultra, and I don't regret that, and I'm looking forward to this year on it. But I bought this bike before I bought the Harley, and I did at one point consider not taking this bike, and I could have got out of it quite easily, but there was just something about it kept steering me towards it. I kept feeling that it was just something I was really, when I read up on it and read up on the engine design and the way it's all laid out, and it really, the mechanics really did appeal to me, and I just thought, that's a bike I could look after, that's a bike I could, you know, keep on the road, you know. And I'm so glad now that I stuck with my guns and I bought this, you know. Really am chuffed to bits with it. We are meant to get some rain, so I might get caught with it. I have got a route in mind, so we'll just have to see how it goes. This camera will probably last another 10 to 20 minutes, I know it's not a really interesting sort of ride. Okay, the scenery is not too bad, but I know I've been blethering a lot and it's probably not a great video from that perspective. Probably prefer the first one where I shut my face. Pall we quite often go in there for a coffee. Could go in there today, but can't be bothered. If we take a left here, that would take us to over Knock Hill, but we're not going to do that either. We're going to unusually keep going on this road. So I'm going to go in and see John at where I bought the bike, where I bought the bike from. Great guy. But you know, you're suddenly stuck in behind a car, but you're still in fourth gear and it still feels smooth. It's just amazing. The torque on this engine is just outstanding. You know, it almost feels like an automatic, because you really don't have to change gear that much. And that's good for the old left hand here, you know. And that's another thing, you know, I haven't commented on the clutch. A, because I haven't had to use it that much, but it is also just quite light, you know. It works really well, you know. So everything about the bike just ticks boxes and boxes and boxes. I haven't got a bad thing to say about it. Now, you know, my VFR was a bargain, right? It was just a bargain, and I bought it for, I'm going to chop this down a gear, get ready for an overtake. Here we go. No problem, and steady as a rock, steady as a rock. My VFR, beautiful bike. Okay, it's very original. It's got a couple of little dents in the tank that are not, you know, they're not broken to paint or anything, and I am thinking about popping those out, but you know, other than that, it's clean and original, and it's only had about 3 owners, and the guy I bought it from had it 18 years, you know, so it definitely was a bike that it's not had a lot of owners. It's quite original, it's been well looked after, it runs beautiful. And it was advertised for $11.50, and I got it for $9.50, and it was an absolute bargain at that. I would have paid the full money for it. And the chap, I'm quite surprised the chap sold it, quite surprised that he sold it quite cheap, but obviously delighted because I got it. And if you know my biking past, you'll know that bikes don't tend to stay in my garage very long, or they haven't. And quite often these ones I buy at round about £1,000, they come and go, and that was always the point of them, was that I didn't have to keep them, you know, and I wouldn't lose much if I sold them. I wouldn't lose anything, you know. I might make something, but I wasn't losing lots of money like I was on new bikes, you know. I wasn't losing anything really, to be honest with you, but it was a different game to play, you know. If you buy a new bike and decide to keep it 6 months and you sell it, which is a ludicrous thing to do, but we won't go there at the moment, you know, you're going to lose, depending on the bike. If the bike's a 20 grand bike, you're going to lose you know, 4 or 5 grand off that bike. So that can buy you a whack of bikes, you know, a whack of good bikes like this, you know. So I paid £950 for my VFR. I've had it now coming up for a year and a half, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I want to invest in it. I'm going to try and slowly bring it back to, you know, as good condition as I can. Original. It's very clean. It doesn't need to be refurbished like a restoration. It could be, I mean, you could do that, but it doesn't need it. It just needs a bit of TLC, a bit of time spent on it, and it could be a very, very, very nice, honest bike. It's a very nice, honest bike, but it could be an exceptionally nice, honest bike with just a little bit of work. Still in 5th gear, just it takes my breath away. So that was a bargain. I've not spent any money on that bike at all. I did buy a centre stand, which didn't work out too well, but I think I paid about £80 for that. I have bought some service items. I've still to service it. I've got the brakes to do on it because they stick a bit. That's all going to get done in my workshop. Hopefully cover it on video. But I'm just invested in it. I just love it. I just want to keep it. I love the V4. I love the cam driven gears. And I've had every VFR on the planet. I've had them all. I've had the Fs, the Xs, the 800, the VTECs. I've had an earlier 750 than that one. So I've had them all. I've had all the VFRs in the range. And the next one that's probably my favourite is the VFR 1200F. But I will never sell my VFR. I think, you know, I'd have to be bankrupt and I'd hide it somewhere. I think I would never ever want it to go. And I think this bike's going to fall into that category as well. Now this bike, the VFR had 30,000 miles on it. Very honest, very nice condition, original, never mistreated. And this bike's exactly the same. Now this bike's a bit more premium, and I paid a bit more than £900 for it. I'll tell you what I paid for it. I paid £2,500 for it. So some people might stand back and think, oh god, that's quite a lot, right? But when you take into its condition, its mileage, you know, its originality, it's again a very original bike. And now riding it, you know, for me, it's worth every penny of that £2,500. But it was more my VFR, but my VFR was a bargain. My VFR was probably worth £400 or £500 more than I paid for it. And this is probably pretty much spot on the money for what I paid for it. You know, if you got somebody who really wanted one and wanted one that was really original and clean, then you could maybe get a bit more for it. I think at worst case, you know, the worst case in this bike is you could get a couple of grand for it if you were struggling to sell it. But I think it's pretty much on the money, and when you take its condition and that, it just is a bargain still, you know. And riding it today, I'm delighted with it, you know, and I feel that it was a good investment. Now, I'm not talking about an investment because I want to keep it and then sell it and make money on it. I just mean an investment in my garage that I can continue to ride and own and love, and try and break the addiction I've had with new bikes, which, you know, up till now, that's been 2.5 years. I haven't went near them, but it's just, you know, I wanted to get back on the tools. I was an ex-motor mechanic. I have worked on bikes over the years. I do like working on things. I do like the mechanical aspect of working on things, and I put together a new workshop, new tools, slowly building all that up and getting myself to the point where I'll be on the spanners. And the reason that I've chosen to do that mainly is because I'm getting older, 60 this year. I won't have, you know, my income may last another couple of years. It may last another 5, 6, 7 years. I just don't know. But nevertheless, it is going to come to an end, and I just want to have the things that I know I can look after myself, spend a bit of time in the workshop, and that's where I'm going. That's what I'm trying to achieve, and this is all part of that process. And until I unwind the whole story, you're not going to get that. But, you know, there is a story behind it. Now, I am thinking of doing a little section, maybe in the workshop, where I might cover some of my biking life, my biking history, the bikes I've owned, you know, can maybe still give an opinion on them. And hopefully still have some video that can stick up. But it's all part of this process of healing myself, keeping myself in the straight and narrow. But put all that to the side, and this bike has been amazing today. It really has. Really chuffed to bits with it. Now, I'm not quite sure where I am at this point. Yes, I do. I know where I am. I know where I am, and I'm exactly where I wanted to be, and that is again scary. Scary. I have to stop this. It's just getting beyond the joke. I'm getting too good at being right. Taking my time round here, so apologies. Get my indicator ready, and we're good. Now, I hope I have this right. I might have this wrong. I might be wrong, folks. That would be disappointing, wouldn't it? To have been hitting out the park to suddenly be wrong. It'd be disappointing. But let's see. I've got a funny feeling I've got this wrong. Okay. Might have to back turn a little bit here. I think I'm right. I think I've got it wrong. We'll be around about here, I think. Should get turned around. Now that's the Opals over there. Good old Opals. I've never been up them. My dad used to take my brothers camping there when they were kids, but I've never been up them. I have made a mistake here. I did think it was a bit early. I was thinking that as I turned in, but I still had a bit further to go. So let's just get an opportunity to turn round, and we'll turn round. And in the meantime we get to ride the bike a bit further. Keep the miles clicking up. Maybe get in here somewhere with a bit of luck. Yeah, we'll get here. Chance to try the maneuverability of the bike, and that's okay. And as you can see, I'm in second gear. Something's hurting my ear. I think the speaker I put back in wrong or something. Oh, come on, come along there so quickly, don't they? Oh shite, traffic everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna go. So I got it wrong, folks, and that's more like me. But I kind of knew I'd got it wrong, so I'm going to cancel that as a halfer. I did think that the turn off to go the Dunfermline back road way was too soon, if you know what I mean. I've got a little bit more to go, but that's okay. It just allows me to click the miles up on the bike. And all these things, being able to stop and turn and do all these little manoeuvres, they all count. It's very useful. E-grips are definitely off now, so again that's pretty good. They're obviously working quite well. Bike is working superbly. It really is. not going to have much further to go. We'll go to Morvins and then that'll be that. That'll be the end of the video, I think. It stays on to that point, I'll be able to at least sign off. And I hope you've enjoyed that wee hurl, and again, apologies if I've filled your ears for a shite, but that's what I'm obviously doing. The thing with a big heavy bike is you always want to make sure that you've got yourself in the right place. I'm a little bit confused here. I want to go that way. Where am I? Bridge, Foothill Bridge, Kincardine, Dunfermline, Kincardine. Why am I so confused? I think I know where I am. I'm okay. I don't understand it fully. Just got myself completely uncoordinated where I am. But the bike just settles down so nicely, you know, it just settles right back down again. Doesn't get flustered in any way, you know. When you're on a sports bike and you go into towns, it's angry, it hates to slow down, wants you to change down gear, it doesn't even want you to be there, it wants something different from you. But it's really, really strange. This bike just loves it. Right, so I'm in Kincardine, but I'm not in it the way I'm expecting. So have I come in the back end? I am confused. Have I just got myself confused to the point of I'm going to end up exactly where I think I'm going to end up, or am I coming in a slightly different way? Okay, I think I'm coming in the opposite direction. There's the police. Yep, now that's threw me. That has totally thrown me, but I've gotten to where I want to get to. So I am going to sign off because I've gotten to my destination. I don't know if there'll be any more after this. Possibly not. But thank you for tuning in. I say tuning in like it's some kind of TV programme if you've watched it. Nice to share my latest bike with you, my latest thoughts.